If you're looking for a Western Canada itinerary, this is what I would recommend. So I'd start with flying out to Vancouver. I'd normally recommend about 3 days. There's a lot to see and do in Vancouver. Main sites would be going to see the Capilano Suspension Bridge. A lovely bridge, as it says, suspended above the forest up in Capilano. The other things to do are head to Gastown. In Gastown, you've got the famous gas park. It's also great for food and drinks. You can definitely go for dinner around here, lunch, breakfast, everything. And then you can also head to Stanley Park. You've got the famous totem poles. It's also just a lovely park. You can see the North American black squirrels as well. You've also got the seawall that goes all the way around Stanley Park, so it's really nice to walk or cycle around there. From Vancouver, I'd head over to Victoria. A couple of ways you can do this. You can either get the float plane, which is a little propeller plane. If planes aren't your thing, especially small ones, you can then also drive down to the ferry port and take your car over and get the ferry. So you arrive in Victoria. I would definitely recommend a couple of days, so 2 nights here. But first things first, on your first day, get yourself on a whale watching tour. It is absolutely incredible. We saw orcas, humpbacks, seals while we were out there. I'd definitely do it on your first day just in case it gets cancelled because of weather, because then you could always have another day that you can do it. If you're also into your flora and fauna, get yourself to Butchart Gardens. It's one of the most beautiful botanical gardens that I've been to. It's only about 20 minutes outside of Victoria as well, so definitely a must if you are staying there. If you're heading on a fly drive, you can then get the ferry back onto the mainland and head up to Whistler. When you arrive, you'll be straight on the Sea to Sky Highway, which is one of the most scenic drives in the world. You'll just be surrounded by lakes everywhere as you drive up into the mountains and head to Whistler. In Whistler, bear viewing is definitely a must here. Book that again for your first days. It gives you a good chance of seeing some bears. Hiking's also pretty good in Whistler. It's a ski town in the winter, so you've got some nice hikes here. One of my favourite ones was the abandoned train wreck hike, which you can do as well. It's really easy to access from the centre of town too, so definitely would recommend. From Whistler, drive on through the Rockies as the scenery builds. You head on through to Sun Peaks. Again, another ski town in the winter, so it's really lovely, and get your hiking boots out because you will be going on hikes here. I'd recommend 2 days because it is really scenic and the drives are long in Canada, so it means it breaks it up, so you've got enough time to sort of relax, not be, in a car all day. From Sun Peaks, I then head on again through the Rockies to Jasper National Park. In Jasper, it's all about the scenery and all about the wildlife. So you can do loads of hikes here. There are loads of lakes that you can go to. There is even a hike called the 5 Lakes hike. You can pick your favorite one if you do the whole loop, which is really nice. You've also got more bears here. So if you didn't do any bear watching in Whistler, you've got another opportunity to do it in Jasper, so that's okay. I'd say probably about 3 nights or 2 nights in Jasper is fine, depending on how long you have. From Jasper, you can then drive down the Icefield Parkway, super famous road in Canada. You'll head to one of the glaciers on the way. Give yourself enough time on this drive when you're heading down to Banff to stop and do the glacier on the route. You'll do one of the drives in the big trucks that you see that the wheels are over 6 feet tall. You'll also have a chance to do the Sky Rim, which is an elevated horseshoe-shaped bridge, which is glass-bottomed, and it sits above the valley floor, and it gives you a view of a glacier and panoramic views as well. Continue on down Icefield Parkway to Banff. I would definitely recommend 3 nights in Banff. It's such a stunning spot. You've got loads to see and do from here as well. Wildlife and scenery are still very big here, but Banff itself is a really cool town, so you want to spend some time there too. From Banff, you've got loads of activities that you can do from here. Lake Louise is a big one. I would 100% recommend you book a day trip here. If you're going to drive yourself, you'll be driving around that car park for hours trying to find a spot. So book yourself on a tour that will just take you straight there. You can also go to Moraine Lake. You have to be on a tour to go here, so if you're not booked on it, you're not going. So you can do a cruise on the lake as well, which is really recommended. But you could also do some helicopter rides over the Rockies, which is an incredible way to see it from above. Amazing scenery, like I said, all through here. So if you do want to get a bit of a different perspective, that's definitely a must. From Banff, you can either choose to drive to Calgary and head home from here, or you can come back around and head back to Vancouver with a stop in Kelowna on the way, which is the wine region in Canada. And you've got some lovely wines here, so it's a really good place to stop too. From there, you can drive back to Vancouver and fly home from there, or you can choose to extend your trip and do an Alaskan cruise. So if you want to see some more wildlife and whales, definitely get yourself on one of them.